opportunities there. Their threes hurt us. That was part of our scouting report. Certain things we were supposed to do on these guys, and they didn't do it. So that's what gets frustrating at times. Is coaches put together a plan, and you got to follow it. Because, we're just wasting our time.
Archie Goodwin at 26 on 11 of 15 shooting. Alex Len 16 and a dozen boards. Kevin Durant a season of 44 and 14 rebounds. Wow. Russell Westbrook at 30, 10 and 8.
That's ridiculous. Listening to sports radio right now talking about the Oklahoma City Thunder. And Durant dropped 44. Russell Westbrook dropped 30-some. Those two are ridiculous. And they want to hit free agency together, apparently, so that's going to be weird. Anyway, welcome to the Morning Glory. My name is Eddie Law. And if you haven't seen the show before, it's all just whatever the hell's on my brain. Just out to the fucking internet. Periscope told me there was an issue on Twitter, or issue sharing this shit on Twitter, so hopefully that's bullshit, because most of the time it is bullshit. It usually just shares anyway, but Periscope sucks, to be honest with you guys. As soon as they find something else that's better, I'm sure everyone will start using it. Anyway, start off at the very top, something that's not surprising to me, but a lot of people haven't heard about. In the UFC, obviously, they wanted to do that event in Madison Square Garden. It's not happening. They filed, I think it was called an injunction, to try basically get permission to do the event in New York. To do the event in New York with while their ongoing lawsuit or their ongoing thing to try and make MMA legal in the state, is moving, and of course the judge says no. When I heard they even put the injunction in, I was like, yeah, the judge is gonna say no. So yeah, this is not happening. So MMA New York, not yet. Sorry, people. The other things that were going on yesterday, of course, the UFC actually doing the right thing and moving UFC 196 to, they moved it to Fox Sports 1. So it's going to be a free card now, which is good because ain't nobody going to pay shit to watch, Johnny Hendricks fight the scale. It's just not happening. He's got to fight the scale first, and then he's got to fight, Thompson, and that's just, come on. None of us are paying $60 to watch Johnny fucking Hendricks do anything anymore. That guy killed his draw by not making weight multiple times, and honestly by turning from a guy who used to knock dudes out left and right to just being kind of boring. So yeah, if you haven't heard, UFC 196 going from pay-per-view to free TV on FS1. I see some people might be having trouble getting on the stream. If I see that continues, I'm just gonna have to share this shit on YouTube later. Oh, what up, Daniel? I'm gonna have to share this shit on YouTube later so everyone else can catch up. Fuck, I keep forgetting what I was gonna say. Oh, so Johnny Hendricks is not a draw. So UFC 196 is now a free card, which honestly makes it pretty good. Now that we don't have to pay $60 to watch it, it's actually not a bad card. So I'm excited for it now, kinda. So we'll see. What was the other thing? Of course, everyone's been talking about Kane withdrawing. No one's talking about Kane withdrawing. Oh, it's definitely a great free card. Were you one of the two fans that showed up to greet the cards back at home? Daniel, unfortunately, no. I work basically like an hour or two after they got here. So I would have been there if they'd have gotten back here later, but they didn't. So no, I wasn't, man. And honestly, it's kind of sad that nobody else showed up when I know damn well that people could have gone. I think the fact that a lot of people expected the Cardinals to go to the Super Bowl is what really fucked them up. And the fact that it wasn't even a valiant effort against the Panthers. It was just shit. Really pissed off the fan base. And honestly, if we are now one of those teams where you have expectations, and if you don't meet those expectations, or at least fight for them and show like a real effort, then that's it. You know what I mean? What a lot of people saw on the field on Sunday was a lack of effort. That's literally what they saw. Man, can you explain to me what went wrong? The way I see it, and look, this is just my opinion. Obviously, the only people that even care about what went wrong are really the players trying to figure out so they don't do the same shit next year. Me, I'm just like, look, the results are results. It is what it is. The moment I think was too big for the Cardinals, man, and to do it in the Carolina Panthers home after they've been so fucking dominant there, and honestly dominant all season, I think the moment got too big. Carson Palmer got punched in the mouth, and that was it. You know, and he couldn't recover. So we'll see what happens next season. We got some free agent questions we got to answer, and see what we got coming up in the draft here. But you know, basically, here's what happens every year. Oh, I wanted in the Super Bowl too. And here's what happens every time the Cardinals lose. Once the Cardinals season ends, I really don't care too much about football. Like I'm not watching the Pro Bowl for shit, and I'll watch the Super Bowl, but you know, I really won't care too much who wins. I really don't care. People are like, "Oh, you root for the Broncos, right?" I'm like, no, I really don't care. Literally, for me, once the Cardinal season's over, giving a shit about football's over. So. If people are like, well, you're not really a football fan, then no, I like the game of football, but I'm a Cardinals fan, so yeah, is what it is. Anyway, so yeah, what was I gonna say? UFC 196 on FS1 now, so it was weird that they actually do the right thing. Any word on why Michael Johnson withdrew from the Ferguson fight? No, but I'm assuming that he had a change of heart. Think about it. Michael Johnson already beat Tony Ferguson when Tony Ferguson wasn't on a roll yet. Now Tony Ferguson is on a monster roll. All right, if Michael Johnson loses, it's not going to help him. You know, it basically only helps Tony Ferguson get a win, get his loss back, right? Basically, right? And it was like, I think it was a split decision win for Michael Johnson. I didn't agree with the decision if I remember correctly, but so yeah, that's what it looks like. He broke Ferguson's arm, but he still fought to the end. Exactly. You know, and so if Ferguson stayed healthy and fought, and you know, forget it. If Ferguson comes in and beats him, it's a loss for Michael Johnson. Honestly, when they made the fight, it made no sense for me. To me, it made no sense for Michael Johnson. So I was just like, why the fuck is he doing that? And he should definitely not be doing that fight. And so now Michael Johnson probably had, you know, second thoughts, thought better of it, and withdrew. But now we might get Tony Ferguson versus Khabib Nurmagomedov in April, which I'm totally cool with. We're supposed to see that fight, I think, before anyway. So Tony Ferguson versus Khabib being talked about for April, which would be awesome, and I'd be okay with that. I forgot the name, but the UFC has signed another heavyweight prospect. This guy Adam Molstead, I think is what his name was. 7-1. So the UFC's starting to load up the heavyweight division. I was shocked because Ferguson wanted to fight before his baby was born. Yeah, and it looks like it's not gonna happen. So you know, it kind of is what it is when it comes to that shit. It's business, and if guys don't want to fight you, you can't force them to fight either. So, so you know, that's kind of all you got there. I was excited to hear, you know what, and I knew it wasn't going to happen as soon as I heard about it, but I was excited to hear that Nate Diaz offered to fight Anthony Pettis as the main event of 196 to try and save the card. I wish they'd have done it. I'm assuming, I'm not going to say, I don't think Pettis said no. Well, no, I take it back. I'm assuming Pettis said no. But also I think the UFC thought better of it. It would be, because that's a big fight. Diaz Pettis is a big fight. They probably want to promote that correctly, you know, and make a big deal. But now I think this kind of just primes it up now, right? Diaz Pettis, that's got to be the next fight. You know, now Pettis is going to be all like, oh, well, Diaz called me out and now I want to fight him and bullshit. So, would you change your mind about buying a pay-per-view if they made that fight? Dude, you know me, man. I'm a Diaz fan. Fuck yeah, pay that fucking pay-per-view. At the very least, I go to like a bar to watch it. On this one, I'm probably, you know, it's on free TV, but I was going to stream it before. Or if Jones would have stepped in. If Jones steps in if I fight Stipe, I'm in. I'm buying it. I'm buying it because the bar will be stupid packed to see what Jones looks like, you know, back from coke and all that. So, allegedly back. People are like, oh, Jones is like, oh, no, you know, he's a good guy now. He stopped using drugs. I'm not convinced, and I don't give a shit. But I don't care. I'm gonna keep saying he's allegedly clean from recreational shit. I really don't give a fuck though. He's a fucking monster-sized guy though. He's gonna come out with powder on his nose. He might as well, man. I mean, look, it's him and then his brother Chandler Jones with the whole freaking out because he took synthetic marijuana. First of all, you're that rich, you can't just get real weed. Fucking dumbass. You have to get fake shit. And the synthetic marijuana is where you can get like really shitty reactions. You know, because that's not real. So it's what's it called? They call it spice. I think is what they call it. That's what that fucker in Miami had when he chewed that one dude's face off on the fucking freeway. That was that spice shit. So Anyway, other MMA stuff. I had a couple more things and I just can't remember what they were. I think he stays clean till his probation is over. Once he's done, he's going back. Who knows, man? When you're that rich, you know, and that young, it's you almost think like you're smarter than everybody else, but you probably, when you're not, you're probably dumber than everybody else. But you almost think like you're smarter than everybody else, and you can handle shit better and all that. But I think there's an age where you're too young to have that kind of money. So, because you're still fucking stupid, you know. So, who knows what it was? But maybe he just does it. I mean, look, I've talked to other fighters that knew him in college that said he did it all the time. So it could just be the thing that he just likes to do. You know what I mean? But I don't know if he would do it during a fight. I never thought maybe he'd be, all fucked up on coke during the fight. I'm not sure if that would help him or not. I mean, maybe it would help him. I don't know. But it's not something. I don't think it's something he would do. But who knows, man? Did you listen to Dillashaw's interview about being sick to his stomach? Favorite? I didn't hear it. I heard about it, and I'm fucking sick of Dillashaw bitching. I really am sick of Dillashaw bitching. If Dillashaw wants to get back in the title picture, first of all, he's not gonna get an immediate rematch. I don't think. But if I'm Dillashaw, I call out Faber every chance I get. Every second of the day, I text in quote unquote journalists. And I tweet people and I tweet out and all that shit. And I start calling Faber out like a motherfucker to try and beat him to that title shot. What's one on Cruz's foot? Out for I heard out 6 to 8 weeks. So it's nowhere near as bad as before. So 6 to 8 weeks, plenty of time for him to recover and then announce the fight. And then whatever the next fight is, and then go on from there. But that's what I heard is 6 to 8 weeks. Which is legit for Cruz. He's not out for too long. Dillashaw said he might have a broken hand. Shit, the way he was throwing, I'm surprised he broke it on anything. I mean, he landed a couple times, but shit, he was going for knockouts. If he broke his hand, he's fucking out for a while. Those breaking your hand, everyone, a lot of people like to make it sound like it's a quick fucking recovery. It's fucking not. You know what I mean? For example, he said it hurts bad and it's swollen and bruised. Man, well, that'll happen when you're trying to swing for the fences with every single punch and you land one or two maybe. For example, Blake Griffin for the Clippers got in a fight in Toronto with a fucking with one of the equipment managers for the Clippers, punched him and broke his fucking hand, and he's out quote unquote 4 to 6 weeks, but he's gonna be out longer than that. That hand's not gonna be right for a while. But if he does he's training for his fight in Colorado. There you go. I mean, that says it all, right? You know what I mean? Team Alpha Male. Also Team Alpha Bale or Team Alpha Fail, like a lot of people are going with. Yeah, you gotta respect those guys. They're some crazy midgets, but Team Alpha Male maybe it doesn't seem like the place to be. Look, it's they don't have any striking. A lot of guys miss Dwayne. I mean, when Dwayne was in with Team Alpha Male, a lot of those guys were knocking dudes out. Fucking Benavidez is hurting dudes real bad, and Chad Mendes was knocking dudes out and all that shit. The only one that wasn't was Faber. And that's because Faber hates not being the fucking leader. Even though it's his team that he's financing. Apparently, Buchholz is taking the coach reins. Okay, whatever. I mean, that's literally my reaction to that. It's whatever. It's still Team Alpha Male. Still Uriah Faber. To me, it seems like Uriah Faber might be the problem with Team Alpha Male. Like I said, Faber wants all the credit. He doesn't want... Oh, head coach Dwayne Bang Ludwig gets, his relationship with TJ Dillashaw, blah, 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 blah. He wants it to be, Faber's the reason all these guys are good. He's that kind of guy. So, whatever. So, I mean, hopefully Buchholz does something. I don't think so. True, I wouldn't be surprised if Van Zandt is next to leave. I would be, because I don't think she's that smart. And I'm not putting her down in that manner. I'm saying she's not smart enough to say, this place isn't helping me. This place isn't helping me. I need to make a change and shit. I don't think she's that smart. Mind you, Rousey isn't either. But Rousey's problem is loyalty. It's not fucking, it's not intelligence. I think Van Zandt's just not, maybe she doesn't have the guts to say, you know what, fuck, I'm moving on. And someone's got to get in Van Zandt. If Van Zandt needs to move, which I don't know if she does yet, but if Van Zandt needs to move, it's going to be one of those things where her close friends and manager and all that start telling her, hey, this place ain't helping you, Yeah, you gotta keep on. You gotta move on. So, if I'm Van Zant, I might head up with TJ over to Colorado. Yeah, I might head up with TJ to Colorado, or I might go train with. I think Keds and Gano's in Colorado. It might be the same gym too. I'm not sure, but I might head up to Colorado too. I think the whole thing about the Team Alpha Male is the fact that she gets all the attention in the gym and shit. You know, I mean, who else in that gym's a bigger profile fighter right now? Chad Mendes just got knocked out, lost his second or third in a row. Cody Garbrandt's on a roll, yeah, but he's not a high profile fighter yet. I'm hoping he will be. I like Cody, and I like Andre Touchy-Feely, and I like a lot of the guys. I like Joseph Benavidez if he's still technically alpha male. Palmer's good, but he's not a high profile guy. Yeah, I can make the argument that Faber might be the highest profile, but Van Zant's a close number 2. You know what I mean? And for whatever reasons you guys might want to fucking throw in that she's hot, whatever. And think of it this way: Rose not only picked her apart on the feet, she, on the ground, fucking what's her name? Van Zant had a fucking better chance on the ground than she did on the feet. All right, remember when everyone was talking about give Van Zant a title shot? Can you imagine had they done that? That young girl would be fucking dead. All right, Van Zant would have died in there with Joanna. All right, so all the people that said, "Oh, you fucking Van Zant should get the title shot," you guys go fuck yourselves. That's bullshit. All right, I'm glad they didn't give her the title shot. That would be a sad sight to see Van Zant walk out of the cage missing a fucking, missing her face and shit. Yeah, and Rose fucked her up. You know what I mean? Again, imagine what Joanna would have done. Joanna would have murdered her. It would have been the saddest fight I've seen since BJ Penn. Oh, by the way, goddamn BJ Penn supposedly has a fight against Dennis Seaver coming up now. Supposedly has a fight. BJ Penn against Dennis Seaver at 145. I don't know, man. BJ Penn should win that fight. Should. What happened to Lentz? I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. I don't think there's not much appeal for a Nick Lentz BJ Penn fight. Other than they're going back and forth on the internet. Ooh, who gives a shit, right? But not to mention, you want to give BJ Penn a fight that he can win. If he's really gonna come back, and you're really gonna invest that money and shit into him and promotion and all that. Who knows? What do you think Penn went to Jackson Wing? Or why? Because it's a better gym than he has in Hawaii. BJ Penn, look, first of all, BJ Penn's known for, when he was winning and whooping everyone's ass, he used to talk about, he would train so hard, or his coaches would push him so hard, and I apologize, I don't remember his coach's name, but he would push BJ so hard that BJ Penn couldn't hold his kids when he got home after practice, right? After that, BJ Penn got kind of lazy. You saw it in the octagon. You saw it in the cage. Just, physically, he didn't look good. He didn't look strong, and he almost thought that just by sparring only and doing all that shit, he'd be fine. He wasn't doing any, strength training or anything. I think he finally said, if I come back, I'm going to come back with a world-class gym. And you could argue that Jackson Wing's the best gym around right now. You know what I mean? You could definitely argue that. You think the fighters on the UFC 190 card, 196 card, took offense when they heard the pay-per-view went to a free card? Offense? No, I think they understood. I think it bummed them out. But I think they understood. I think you got to understand. You know what I mean? You got to be like, dude, if we stay at pay-per-view, no one's going to pay you. Might as well go to free TV and get exposure. You know what I mean? Because now, you could argue more people are going to watch it because it's free. So you get fighters like, fighters fans that don't know much, that don't know a lot about Rothwell. If Rothwell makes a big impression if he knocks out Barnett or he beats Barnett, you can make a bigger impression on the fans instead of just being that guy with a weird fucking laugh. Who is it now? Oh no, I'm wrong. It's not Sage North. Sage North is this weekend. Basically, anyone on that card now on the main card especially has an advantage, I think, of being out there. Hendricks can change his reputation overnight. At first he makes weight, and then he comes in and fucking performs. True, but do you think they feel that UFC doesn't think they're good enough to sell pay-per-views? Remember was it 170 or 171 where Barral lost the fight against the bathroom tub and then didn't make it to the fight, and TJ had to fight Joe Soto, The numbers for that were pretty awful. The card ended up being pretty good. So the fighters can feel how they want. At the end of the day, it's about making money, and that pay-per-view is not going to make money. And if they want to get mad at somebody, first of all, get mad at Verdum for withdrawing. All right, Kane withdrew. You know, what, 2 days, a day or two before? No, I got you. But Kane withdrew 2 days or a day before Verdum did, and but what Kane, you kind of expect him to be hurt, pretty much, right? And he comes in, he fights every fight hurt. That guy's never healthy. And for Verdum, the problem was this: him saying, if Kane was still fighting, I would still fight, because that assumes that, oh, but Kane's not gonna fight, so I'm not fighting. I don't want to fight Stipe. And then there's actually some people trying to make the argument that it's smart for Verdum not to fight. I would say it's smart, but it definitely makes him look like a hypocrite for talking all that shit about Kane and excuses and shit. And then he goes out and says, oh, my foot hurts and my back hurts. My back started to hurt. So sucks that Kane's injuries are catching up to him at once. I doubt he was 100% when he lost. I don't, honestly, I'm gonna tell you right now, other than maybe the first 2-3 fights of his career, I think up until the Brock Lesnar fight, he was for the most part healthy. I think every fight after that, he's been hurt. I don't think he's been healthy ever since then. He's 31, 32. You can't push your body. For example, CrossFitters do this shit all the time. They train way too hard, and then they either get that Ramba shit or Ramda shit, whatever the fuck it is, where you overtrain and you start literally killing your body. Excuse me. Or you get people that train too much, get injured, and try to just push through it and injure themselves more, and then the injury doesn't just become a one-time injury; it becomes a chronic thing. So. You continuously have the same injury. It's fucking awful. Verdum should have never came out and said he would still fight if Kane was still fighting. Exactly. Verdum should have shut the fuck up and said, you know what then? I just waited an extra day and said, hey, injured in training, changed my game plan for Stipe, and I got hurt. Sorry. People would have accepted that. But now it seems like Verdum's gone running. Yeah. Verdum's gone running. That's what it seems like to me. And while it's smart to hold on to your title, and even the other quote he said was the whole, I don't want to, I put in a lot of work to finally, and a lot of time, and it took years to get to be the champion, and I don't want to lose that because I'm not 100%. Like, dude, now you're just fighting not to lose. That's literally what it is. He admits that he'd be fighting not to lose. So, I understand why I did it, but I hate hypocrisy. If you go out and you say something, I believe you should, be a fucking man and stick to it. But who knows? It's like Miocic's manager said, a true champ defends whenever and wherever. Well, especially if you talk shit like Verdum, saying, oh, this guy's putting excuses and this guy's putting excuses, and I'll slap McGregor at the fucking press conference. No, you're not. And now you're full of shit because now you're making excuses for why you wouldn't fight Stipe. So, is it true that he's afraid of Stipe? Probably not. But does it matter? No, because his words basically indicted him. He indicted himself with his own words in the court of public opinion, and now he seems like a bitch. So lesson to all fighters: think before you fucking speak, okay? And think about what could possibly happen before you talk shit. Unless you're like Conor McGregor, you know what I mean? And you just go. I'm sure he's on Dana's shit list now. Hey, the UFC just lost a shitload of money by going to a free card. Yeah, he's on Dana's shit list, 100%. Remember John Jones? And here's another thing before I go, because now I really gotta go. When Jones refused to fight Chael and that card got canceled, Jones was on the shit list for a little while, up until other than the fact that he's like at the time he's like second or third biggest prize, second biggest draw. Do you think people cancel trips to Vegas? I don't think they cancel trips to Vegas, but the Nevada State Athletic Commission has a rule that if a main event gets canceled, people are allowed to get refunds. So I think there's going to be a hell lot of refunds. Not a lot. I think there's going to be enough refunds being given, and people are going to take that money and go hang out in Vegas. It'll just be a weekend in Vegas at that point. I'll be honest with you. Nobody's traveling to see Kane, and nobody's traveling to see Verdum. Nobody. I hate to break it to people. No one's traveling to see either guy. You know what I mean? And take it from a Kane fan. I'm a big time Cain Velasquez fan, and nobody's gonna fucking not travel to see those guys. At least not travel from like other states. This fucking guy's creeping me out. But the other thing I was gonna say, do I think Thompson can knock out Hendricks? I think Hendricks is gonna take that dude down and try to stop his karate style. I don't think Hendricks lets him stay. Is that my connection or your connection that sucks? I'm gonna say it's mine. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump off this thing. I'm gonna put this on YouTube. If you guys wanna rewatch it and hit me up on Twitter, we can go back and forth about this shit. But I'm gonna put this on YouTube in the next hour. No, the next like 45 minutes. I'll put it on YouTube. Tweet it out, and hopefully you guys can we can go back and forth on Twitter. But like I said, Periscope has been sucking all fucking week, so I apologize for that. Anyway, you guys have a good one. Only 2 more days before I start the new job. Fuck yeah, dude! Congratulations. Hopefully it's a full-timer instead of a part-timer, and you can just have one fucking schedule instead of some retarded ass, fucking graveyard shift shit. So hey, congratulations, brother. All right, man. Remember, you're 1 day closer to death, so make every day count. Spartan Super this weekend to make it to California. If you're in California and you want to hang, you keeping it? Well, money's money. We'll do it right. Later, Randall. But I appreciate everyone tuning in. I'll put this on YouTube in a few minutes, and yeah, catch you guys later. See ya.